Listen up, you worms. I am your Mr. Miyagi. I'm just playing. But in all seriousness, the method that I'm about to teach for anybody who's new at spinning and would like to learn how to do it, I have a shortcut method, and it only works if you push yourself into it. It gets boring, so say people. A lot of people are patient, they just want to learn tricks, but kind of secretly I'm going to be teaching you lots of tricks that you shouldn't be learning. Anyways, you really have to stick to it, and I'm not going to be there to babysit you and be your drill sergeant. You know, you have to actually stick to it. You do it, I promise you, you're going to be freaking nasty in like half a year. Alright, to start off, we're going to talk about timing and direction, of course. I'm not going to get too far into that because there are tons of tutorials on timing and direction. Namely, you should move your butt over to playpoint.com or YouTube them and watch Nick Woolsey's tutorials on timing and direction. He'll hook you up. He's the best when it comes to teaching this stuff. Alright? What I'm going to teach is you, once you've learned your timings and directions, to pick one of them and explore the planes around you. We're not going to learn the weave, we're not going to learn the butterfly, we're not going to learn any of that stuff that people get stuck in for sometimes their lives. Some spinners will go their whole lives stuck in the weave because it's a trap. It is a pitfall. I don't know why that's the first trick that people teach, but in case you're wondering why I'm not wearing a shirt, I was at the water park all day, I got sunburn, and wearing a shirt hurts. If there's any questions. Okay, so what I want you to do is pick a timing direction. Like split time, same direction, is usually a good one. What I want you to do is get your poi working so they're same time, split time, same direction. You can look over the top of them, as you may have noticed by now, and make sure that they're straight. What I want you to do is move your hands around while maintaining the plane and maintaining the timing. I want you to take your I want you to take your right hand or your left hand, doesn't really matter, and move it out front a little bit, a few inches forward, and then bring it over to your left. Bring both your hands towards the center. So you're using both poi to make one circle in front of you. The poi that is closest to your body will be underneath your arm. And if you have a long poi, you might have a problem with it hitting. A problem with hitting your arm out here. But you can just shorten your poi or just cock your elbow way up like that to give it some room. Just really try to maintain this timing. Now I want you to take your hands back apart and then put your other hand in the front. Cock that elbow way up. Yeah. Ah, yeah. And then bring it back apart. Now we're going to go the other way. And we're going to move our hands both at the same time. Actually, you know what, we can do one at a time. If you're learning really quick, then you can, bring your hands out at the same time, I guess. But let's move one up really slowly. If your plane's starting to get sloppy, you need to watch this. You really need to watch it. Because if you go through this with sloppy planes, then you're going to be sloppy spinning. So take it one step at a time, really, really slow. This is why people get sick of it. It goes slow, but it will benefit you in the long run, I promise. And to take a suggestion from Nick Woolsey, if you stand in front of a wall, like go up against the wall like this, it'll straighten your planes out. Practice it up here and down there, wherever you can find a wall, practice your planes, and you can do this in any position where you think that your planes are starting to get a little tilted. It will help you and it will be super beneficial. But we're going to work this hand up here, and then we're going to work this hand over here, just like that, right? Now move it up a bit higher. This is where people tend to start getting tilted planes and then lose their timing. Don't go faster than you need to. You can just pause and just get that timing right, get the muscle memory down, plane straight. You don't want to go and try to go put your hands in a place where they're not ready to go. Try to get your hands together just like they were at the bottom over here in front of you. Try to get them like that above your head. This is a challenge, you know? It's not going to be easy. Once you get that, and you got these going, and the timing doesn't have to be perfect, and your planes don't have to be perfect. Mine aren't even perfect. But once you can do this without hitting yourself, bring them back apart, and then switch sides. Put your own on the inside. Then bring your hands back out again, like this. Explore the space, and you don't have to do the overlapping of the planes every time. It'll be better if you do, but you don't have to. What I want you to do is just explore your space and just try to keep this timing. Don't fall into the same time unless this is the time that you started, or the timing and direction that you started with. You want to try to maintain whatever you started with, because these arm movements, what I'm teaching right now is going to apply for any other timing and direction, even if you're doing it in the same time, opposite direction. You work them out, bring them up here. All the timing and directions apply to the same exercises that I'm teaching you. Now, a lot of people get frustrated at this point and they're like, "Dave, this is really boring. Teach me some tricks. Teach me something cool." I'm like, "Dude, I just taught you something cool. If you speed this up, if you speed up this motion, you get this." I don't know how well you can see it. Let me zoom in a bit. Yeah. Let's start here. You have, oh my god, it's a hybrid. I just taught you anti-spin versus extension. Okay? So, don't get frustrated with these things. They are slow, but you'll find out later that planes are super, super important, and it's really best to practice them right away. Get that crap out of the way, and it'll make learning everything else so much easier. You do this in butterfly, you get this. This is going to accelerate you. If you just practice these planes, this is what slows people down, is their planes being messed up because they'll hit themselves, or it just isn't going to look good to the spectator. As you might have noticed, there's other arm movements that you can do. Just like there's 4 timings and directions for your poi to be in, you have the same timing and direction options for your arms. You know, your arms can be in split time, same direction, and they don't have to stop here. They can go all the way. You know, if you want to practice your planes out here like this, if you want to practice them out here, go for it. You know, I encourage it because those are really hard places to maintain planes in. But crossing your arms like this, working on just whatever, any time direction you can think of. That's split time, same direction. You can move your arms in this kind of thing. Now, anyone that you pick, I'll say we're going to stick with our split time, same direction. If you pick to move your hands in a split time opposites motion, you get a nifty little motion like this, right? But we're not going to just jump into that. No way. That's crazy. You start with your split time, and you slowly work your hands over here. You slowly work your hands around, all the way around. You're just exploring the space around you with your arms straight. And you don't have to do just one pattern at a time. You can get here, you're like, I'm going to move my hands like this. And then you go switch, of course. Come over here. You're like, oh, I want to go back into my hands being in split time opposites. I want to come down with it. Okay, now what do I want to do? I think I'm going to move my hands in the same time butterfly. I'm going to come up like this. Whatever you want to do, it's pretty much free. You can do whatever you want. And by practicing this, once you start getting super comfortable with it and you speed it up, you get just neat options like this. So just stick with this. Just do this. I want to see somebody go from like this point to wherever they go. Please send me some progress videos. Show me where you're at. If you're choosing to stick to this training method, let me know how it works. Because almost everybody that I've shown it has gotten tired of it and has just tried to learn other things. Now, there are plenty of other things to learn beyond this. This will not teach you everything. This is just really good for your basically flower patterns and transitions. So basically, that concludes the first edition of this beginner chord tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it, found it somewhat entertaining, and I really hope you stick to it. I promise you, it will be worth it.